Good Saturday evening. Oh,
Hey,
we almost match.
yeah, we do.
Similar color on. You know, we called each other this morning when we got up to make sure we were coordinated for the stream. Figured it'd be all gray today. Charlie even had his hair match. So it looks like you're eating a roast. That's what I had for dinner.
Steak.
Steak. Oh, close. It's a different kind of beef, right?
Texas Roadhouse.
So, everybody, I might wait. Hey, Dave's Mo Honeybee Co. Nice to see you. I haven't recognized you in the chat before. So let's talk about it.
Hey, Randy.
Let's just go ahead and get right into it. We're going to share over here. Let's share the screen. Let's get it up here. There you go. That's the new Cayman Reynolds Conference, the North American Honeybee Expo, January 4th through 6th, 2024, Kentucky Exposition Center, Louisville, Kentucky. Featured VIPs are Bob Binney, David Burns, Fred Dunn, Brutes English, Mr. Ed, Cameron Jack, Randy McCaffrey, Richard Knoll, Jake Osborne, of course, Cayman, Blake Shook, Corey Stevens, Natalie Summers, Etienne Tardif, and Jose Aribe, and more will be announced. Hey, I wonder if I get an invite to talk. Probably not. But this is the new conference. So I've seen good stuff on it as far as comments on Facebook, and I've seen bad comments on it. So I made the post up earlier, right? And
yeah, I seen one. I don't know who it was. It cost him, I guess, the reservations as far as cancellation.
Okay, I understand, but nobody told him to reserve that shit a year in advance.
Well, yeah. I would say this far out that you would have no problem canceling.
Right. I don't think they're, depending on what he was doing. Maybe he was getting an Airbnb or something. I don't know. But
maybe that's what it was. But I mean, most hotels, whatever, if you can cancel within 4 to 5 days prior to your reservation, you're free.
All right. So a couple things right off the gate. I'm not real fond of the name. I did like Hive Life because it was just quick to the point, right? So when someone says, "Hey, what's that conference's name?" and I got to rattle off five words to remember, right? But other than that, they do have a Facebook group.
You'll get used to it.
Which I linked that in my community post earlier in the description is a link to the Facebook group. And I think I invited you, Charlie, on Facebook and a few other people that
I posted this on my Facebook and like the Baltimore Bee Club I belong to and stuff like that.
So, but the guy that was talking about, he said that Cayman could have kept the money in Tennessee as far as if he wanted a big city, he could have went to Nashville.
That was the guy. Yeah, that was the guy I was thinking of.
And yeah, I understand. I get that. But if you're not going to go because he moved it out of state, well, nobody would go because, I mean, it's twice as far away for me than the last conference, right? And it's it's not twice as far, but it's a little bit longer for you as well, right?
I think I'm going to say a comfortable 8 hours in Tennessee. This is going to be a solid 10. It's almost, by Google Maps, it's like 9 hours and a half or something like that. My question is, number one, it's a time of the year. It's January. Hive Life
2022.
22, was it?
Yeah, where the snowstorm hit in Kentucky.
It hit in Kentucky. And like the folks out of Indiana, like High Butler, they couldn't make it the first day.
Greg Burns was like stopped on the side of the road too, right?
Well, they shut the interstate down. That's what happened. That's how bad it was. Now, I don't know whether they're coming down. I've looked on the map and it's called Boonton County Interstate or something like that. It's coming through the mountains, I think.
But you know what? It's closer to Ohio, right? Like if you're in Ohio, it's Louisville and Indiana. I guess they're like pretty close together. And
Louisville's right. You cross the river and you're in Indiana. And
so,
then the big thing is, I looked on the map this afternoon, checking things out, and that the Expo Center is just right off the road from the airport. And I've flown into Louisville years ago,
right,
and the hotel situations, there are hotels down around where the interstate and the airport is, and then there's some hotels kind of a little north of that on the upper left hand corner of the place. And hey, Brian.
that's Sean. Hey, Sean.
Hey, it's Sean.
Hey, how are you?
Pretty good. Sean's already reserved his house up there.
Yeah, we found went to Verbo and found a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house
Us northerners.
for $140 a night, and we're going for another couple from Michigan. So we reserved a place. It's
5 minutes away.
5 minutes out of downtown.
You had to bring your sidearm with you when you're. I don't know that much about Louisville.
They said they've got cameras around the house. It's a house. We're actually renting the whole
It's a
entire
historic
house.
part of town.
So
Well, that sounds like it's going to
Well,
be.
it's not in the city. It's
It's not.
No, it's not downtown. It's actually sort of on the out. It's close to where they have the horse races and all that.
Okay, it says it's 5 minutes away from the horse races.
it's 5 minutes away from the horse races.
Yeah, the what do you call it? The
Kentucky Derby.
Churchill
Kentucky Derby.
Downs.
Churchill Downs.
Churchill Downs.
But it looks like they've got a commitment on a lot of manufacturers. Again, Apis, Apamay, Bob Binney's Blue Ridge Honey Company. Be informed.
I hope we have bees' butts there again. The lip balm place.
My wife says she hopes they have like lip balm and stuff this year.
Well, the picture says that they have Better Bee, Comfort Pro, Dogwood Ridge, Dirt Rooster Enterprises, Ferris Farms, Creamed Honey, Guardian Apparel, Hilco, Hive IQ, Ice for Heroes, Honeybee Tennessee, Horizontal Bees, Larabies.
Please request Northern iced tea. Please.
No,
Your sweet tea, man.
it's got a lot of sugar in it. That's how we roll.
I can't have it, man.
Better buy some tea bags and bring them with you.
She's diabetic, so she can't have all that.
We're bringing my own tea bags, man.
And they got Nature's Image. So it looks like a lot of the people from last year at this point, but I'm sure that will the list will add, right? So
Yeah.
Possibly.
I'm excited.
it should be fun. So I'm you guys know my situation down here, so that's a big part of it right there. Is it's further away. Still got to get something done with mom.
Wait for us.
But other than that, gonna be there. Is it closer to you guys, right?
Yes.
It's 8 hours from us, where it was like 14 when that snow hit. It was like 10 hours, I think, when we drove last year.
Yeah, 10 hours. So it's closer.
So a couple hours closer to you.
Yeah.
That'll be good. I mean, it's one of those things that it's not your average everyday beekeeping association meeting type deal. If it's anything like last year's, it's going to be amazing.
I hope we have the Canadian people again.
She said she hopes there's Canadian people. The Canadians were there.
Bee issues.
I did talk to James a little while ago. Actually got off the phone about 30 minutes ago with him, and he told me to text him when I went live. He might come in, but he is pulling a crazy amount of honey.
Okay.
We are too. It's wonderful.
Well, we did the math. I think I still have my calculation up here. He should be in the neighborhood of about 25,000 pounds of honey this year.
Wow.
So
I think you'll be able to buy that new cow, don't you think?
Have everybody bring honey from their state and we'll trade again? That was
Yeah.
fun.
the honey swap.
Yeah. Sorry,
And
Charlie.
Yeah, as far as like I was watching Brian, about how they're going to come in. I do know from talking to some other folks, Louisville's airport is more of a major hub than, let's say, like Knoxville was not a major hub whatsoever. Nashville is, but it's going to be a lot easier if you're flying. You're going to drop it right there, and this place is maybe a mile from the airport.
Yep.
It says it's 10 minutes away.
It's maybe a mile and a half tops. That's what
It's
I'm looking
walkable.
It's nothing.
Well, actually, where I'm looking at to stay at the Hilton, I think it's 15-minute walk to the place, and that place is huge. It's got acres of parking.
It's bigger than last year's the venue.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you'll go on Google Maps and then you hit the street level view, the satellite view,
Right.
you can see it. It's a huge building. I think it's broke up in different sections. One's for for animals. The other one's for the more of the show area of machinery or whatever, what might be, whatever they can put in there, the venue. And then there's acres of parking all the way around it. So
yeah, it'll be interesting. Is there a lot of extra stuff to do around there? Not like Gatlinburg. I mean,
no,
No.
Oh,
bourbon
There's not much there to
places
do.
or whatever, whiskey places in Kentucky, possibly.
There's some places to drink if you drink.
they have a bourbon. I've been looking. They have a bourbon. I don't drink, so they got a whole bourbon scene, like people who drink wine. They have a bourbon tour, whiskey tour. They have a prohibition tour where you can walk through the downtown and go from all these different places and eat their food. And there's like 10 different foods that they're known for. There is the baseball factory, and there's a historic ghost mansion, and there is a wilderness acreage area all around there. It's not far from the convention center. Of course, you drive, but
if you're a ghost place, they got that the sanitarium there, right?
Well, they have that and some kind of museum, and then they have the historic district area. They've got a pharmacy / ice cream soda place that's not far. That even somebody on Good Morning America, I can't remember what that guy's name is. Is it Al or somebody? I can't remember. The one that
Al York or whatever it was.
Al Roker mentioned.
It's an old-fashioned soda fountain.
And they've got a casino within driving distance too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they said something about that too. And I'm having the convention center. I'm emailed, and they're going to be sending me information in regards to the other things that are happening there.
Maybe it's early enough. Maybe we contact them and block our own blocker rooms.
Yeah, they can do that. The tourist information site stated something about helping groups at the convention center.
So
they even have some kind of weird wagon that you guys bicycle and drink on to do a tour. I have no idea. But
I've seen that thing before. It's basically a long table, and everybody pedals as it.
Oh, that ought to be fun to watch.
Yeah, we saw that in downtown Lansing here.
Oh,
it's a bicycle wagon.
Okay. Well, they called it a trolley or something there. But anyways, they have different things that you can do there, and they have an antique district for shopping, and lots of shopping for other people that are involved in that. And they have an indoor golf course, some kind of cavern thing they were talking about that's an underground thing for going across a zip line.
You can see what she's been doing since that announcement.
She's ready to go on vacation, Sean. She's already planned it up. That's good.
No, I haven't. I've got to see what's at the conference and what I want to listen to, and then what I want to do in between.
That'll be good. You know, the fact that it's a major hub may make for cheaper flights too for people to fly in.
Oh, that's true. But you might also want to contact the FAA there and see if they will come and do demonstrations and stuff. Like their country music singers at the high school that's there might come and do stuff for you too. You never know.
What?
Anyways, that's a youth thing.
It's a bee conference? All right, whatever.
They have it. Whatever.
So it's definitely going to be interesting. Hopefully, you know, because nobody bought tickets yet, they don't have to switch, right? So I don't know when these tickets are going to go on sale, but
According to Cayman Reynolds on his Facebook page, in about 2 weeks.
about 2 weeks. So obviously, this thing I don't think it was put together that. Yes, I did drop a message to Cayman and Laurel in that group about possibly being a vendor there. But see, the thing is, I've got a product, right? So having a product, I would have a table about this big, right? It would not be that big at all. But yeah, that's definitely. Whoops, sorry, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to remove that. But yeah, so we've got things to look forward to. New conference, I guess.
I think it'll be fun.
Well, if it's half as fun as last year, it'll still be a great time.
I think it'll be great.
We got to take into consideration last year about 1,000 people didn't get tickets. So it could
Well,
be,
you'll have more, let me tell you. Especially that time of year for up here.
right.
You know, people can handle it coming down.
If they want to do that, they should have held it in Florida.
No, I won't go to Florida again.
She doesn't like Florida.
I hate Florida.
My son was living down there by Tampa for a while, and it was like 99 degrees there.
But see, your son lives in right outside of
Cedarville.
Cedarville, right? So
He
it's
lives in 5 miles. It was 7 miles to where he was in Cedarville to the convention center.
I loved it there.
So
Charlie's got to teach us some dance moves this year before the conference.
Yeah.
We'll have the
somebody
Bluegrass Bunny
commented.
dance.
Somebody commented it was going to be Kentucky bluegrass now instead.
That's what I was thinking. That one of the concert kids would come and do bluegrass for him.
Well, you know,
Well,
the state
Cayman
that
plays in
is,
a band, so
that's where the music was invented, you guys.
Yeah.
and the grass.
No,
I see
Bill
Kentucky
Monroe was
bluegrass
from,
and bags
from,
all over the place here.
Bill Monroe was from Rosine, Kentucky, and he was the one who started bluegrass back in the 40s. You know,
Was he smoking bluegrass when he came up with it?
that's why he has the name Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys. That's how the bluegrass, how the word came about because of the Kentucky bluegrass.
Well, I think it's going to be, I mean, just the people that are going to be there, and I'm pretty sure James is planning to come. And
Well, like I say, somebody like James, he can fly direct right there. I think it would work for him better. It is a little farther for me. My concern is weather. For me, I got two routes. The quickest route, and then we're only talking maybe 20 minutes difference as far as what the Google Maps say, is to come through Western Maryland and out through West Virginia, out through Interstate 68. But yeah, they're nice big roads and all that, and they're interstate, but I'm thinking snow.
Yeah.
You know? And then whereas if you come up more of a northern route, which would be the PA Turnpike and through Ohio, which is a little more flat and down that way, I'm just wondering whether, you know, let me put it to you this way. I live in Maryland. When it's all over with, the roads, you would swear there was never any snow on the roads. You go to Pennsylvania, don't get caught up there because they don't know what a snowplow is or or salt.
They haven't figured out how to tow it with those horses the Amish have yet.
That's right. I got caught up for one time, and it's like, they had a snow pack on the main highway 4 inches deep, and their big thing is putting cinders down. And as soon as I hit the Maryland line, all I had was wet pavement.
Wow.
And
We get this. Go ahead.
Yep, Eugene called it last night. I knew it already. Matter of fact, I think I told Charlie last week, but I couldn't let it out of the bag.
Yeah, I knew it for a week or more.
So we get kind of the same weather come. We'd have to go down around Cincinnati, Ohio, and come down that way, and
Driving.
that Ohio weather goes around to you where you are too, Charlie. So through Pennsylvania.
That's awful.
Well, that's what I figured. I'd come out through, go out to Cincinnati and down that way, which is 79, I think it is, Interstate 79. I take Interstate 70 to 79.
Okay.
So if anybody wants the link to that group's Facebook page, I've got it posted up in my on my community page on YouTube, so you can get that link and go and join the group on Facebook. So you're up to date with all of the status updates that they're giving.
Hey, Lynn. Yeah, now, let me see. It was Darren up in Pennsylvania who the speakers were. Just go to that where you have a link to that document.
Yeah, it's in my community. Go to my YouTube channel and it's on the community tab. Last post with the photo on it in the description. It should have the link. You have to copy and paste it. But,
you can join Keeman Reynolds' Facebook page right now too. He's got all that stuff there.
Well, it's got
Yeah, that would be the best thing.
So right now the people they've got is Bob Binney, David Burns, Fred Dunn, Roots English, Mr. Ed, Cameron Jack, Randy McCaffrey, Richard Knoll, Jake Osborne, of course Cayman, Blake Shook, Corey Stevens, Natalie Summers, Etienne Tardif, Jose Uribe, and then it says plus more to be announced.
So who's the Shook guy? I never heard of him.
Blake Shook, he is the owner of Texas Bee Supply and the commercial bee supply.
One of the owners, yes.
One of the owners, yeah.
And then who was the other guy? It's about the third name in.
Roots English, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there will be more people added as, now that this is out and they can confirm the dates and all of that stuff. So it'll be fun. Well, I'm gonna have fun regardless. It doesn't matter. So hopefully all you guys show up and have fun with us. But
yeah, Brian wanted to know who Bert English was. I don't have no idea.
Brutz English. I don't know. Let's see. Let's Google him. Let's see what BRUTZ English.
Carhill says he runs the Honey Show.
Okay, Brutes English, owner of Liberty Hill Enterprises. Let's see. He's from Barnesville, Georgia. And it looks like he does honey. For sure.
And a bee man, if it's the same time as Hive Life is no more, as far as I can see.
Yeah, they canceled ticket sales and everything over there.
Yeah,
so.
that was a move to probably file Chapter 13 or 11 or whatever they call that, to go broke.
Grammy's searching Verbo right now too.
So go on Verbo and go to Cabin Rentals or Houses for Rent.
Just go to
Verbo, Louisville, Kentucky.
That's all you have to do. And then it has it from apartments to all the way to
You can rent a whole apartment. You can rent houses.
whatever.
So
Whatever you like.
houses were actually cheaper than renting somebody's apartment. They'd have like a 3-bedroom apartment or something
Well, it
you can
depends on
rent.
what you're looking for. They have
So-
1-bedrooms too. But we didn't need that. We needed
Anyway.
more.
Philip, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I was just sitting there thumbing channels, and I'd forgotten what day it was. I was waiting for Tim and Hannah's show to come on, And I was like, "What's
I was
Bob?"
waiting for Tim and Hannah's show too. Matter of fact, when I clicked into StreamYard, it put me in their stream in the back office. I'm like, how did that happen?
I was
I
like,
don't even know. So I had to log back out.
Why is Bob and Charlie stepping on Tim and Hannah's toes? That's a sorry thing to do to friends.
I know, man.
It's like I'm on the wrong damn day. It's been a long day for me. I did the market this morning, so
How'd it go out there?
it went really good, really good. I was, trying to resolve in my mind what I needed to make for it to be worth my time.
Mhm.
And I'd already said, bottom dollar was $250 in sales, but I ended up with over $800 in honey sales.
Wow. $800 in honey sales in one day?
880 actually, yeah.
Wow.
That's really good.
That was great. It was a hit. It was a lot of fun too.
There's James said, he kind of he doesn't wholesale, but he's got a deal where he sells it, right? And they had this local festival. He said he dropped off 100 kilograms, which I guess is 220 pounds.
Yeah.
And he sold 80 of them today. So he's got
Not
to
bad.
bottle up some more and take out there for them tomorrow. So
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy.
I sold 7 of those comb honeys that I made last night, which is good because now I have more when I go back to keep selling.
I love comb.
So you sold 7 of them out of how many did you have?
I had 24.
So what did you do with them? Make squares or rounds, or what did you do?
Squares. Hold on, Sean. I'll show it to you. I'll grab one of them.
So
Sorry, I didn't watch your channel last night, Charlie.
We were busy.
So
Yeah.
but
Nothing exciting.
I'll watch it in the reruns.
Let's
Give
see.
you the thumbs up.
There's it from the side and then from the top.
This is done.
There's 3 inches by 3 inches, Sean.
Okay.
did you sell the little light one first, or did you sell the big thick one?
I did both. I mean, that some people wanted the little ones, some wanted the bigger ones. They average about $10 each. So
Wow.
Have any of you known people to sew whole frames of honeycomb? Apparently, it's a Middle Eastern thing where they really like to buy the whole slab of it and then put it in like the center of their table and have a party with it.
Gus
I
Mitchell
saw a
does
post
that.
earlier where somebody in Europe, a hotel, had it
Yeah.
setting out on a little stand, and they can.
That's the norm over there.
Yeah, Gus Mitchell does that, and he sells it to restaurants for that purpose.
Yeah, I'm wondering, Ian, if there's going to be any Canadian invasion this year, so I can I can come load it with some some moonshine. I know you're coming because that's close to the bourbon factories.
Did you see Ian's comment?
Yeah, getting the new B Expo.
Yeah.
It's a reboot.
Yeah, when I saw the dates on that thing you posted, I was like, yeah, this is still personal.
Call it What's the Buzz conference.
Well, I think it's because all of the vendors and people had already planned for it to be that date.
Yeah, I got you.
Now it's just a matter of what building they were going to go to.
Right.
Right. So I bet you Ian's coming. Ian better come.
Yeah, he's got to come. He's got to be able to pay for that new set of cutters in that there Cooks and Beal wax spinner that he just repaired this morning.
Coming down. I'm not in a group either. What the heck? I'm not part of the local group, so I don't hear about most of all that. Yeah, I'm not in my local group either. So the warm foothills of North Carolina. Hey, Keith. So are you excited about it, Charlie, or are you not excited about it?
I'm better about it. After looking, I thought it would be at the convention center, the Kentucky Convention Center, which is in the same town, which is also downtown. And I like I said, I flew in years ago, and
Right, we lost Sean.
yeah. And so anyway, now it's in an area where there's parking and hotels are a little bit more plentiful. And it's not in a city setting. And that's, it's a little more country, not the greatest, but a little bit more city or, country setting.
Well,
So, and I'm after looking at that, I'm like, okay, now if we just get some decent weather and I can make it.
I'm more excited about showing up to hang out with everybody there.
Yeah, really, that's really the main event, really for me. And I'm not really. I've been thinking about like I ran around there this year and videoed and all that stuff, and I wound up like I was super tired doing all that.
I got a new one. I got to break it in somewhere.
What's it, a Hilton?
No, a new card. I got to break it in somewhere. I got to buy some bee equipment so I have something to pay off. Get those tax deductions in.
Is there a way to still be on the viewer and see the chat at the same time?
I don't know. I never go on with my phone, but
are you on with your phone, Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can either just see the chat or us or our beautiful faces.
My phone.
Okay.
Yeah,
just use my phone so you can do everything.
She's telling me to grab her phone, and then I can.
We hear everything she says.
We're hearing everything she says. Yeah, you're
clear as day.
Your speaker is very sensitive.
She's been good.
He's just interpreting.
We even seen them fancy looking pajamas you had there.
I'm a 1 in 3 kind of speaker. I'm 1 year and 3 kind of speaker. Oh, I could listen to you every year.
Yeah, that's that Australian accent that Ian has. I can listen to it all the time.
That Australian accent.
Good day, mate.
Hey, Ian, when you come down, bring me about 300 of your used boxes for the cheap.
Have you seen some of his boxes? What Ian calls used, he's going to bring you some perforated boxes.
They have an upper entrance, but it wasn't by design.
There's a difference in Ian's used boxes than Bob's used boxes. Bob Beatty's the other Bob.
Hey, when all that's holding it together is propolis and termites. Now
we got
turn one of them down.
Get you on twice.
You got to turn.
I'm trying to get that off there, so I won't do that. I'm not going to do that. I'll mess it all up. So
what do you want on here? The live chat or just the mute?
We'd have to put one of them on mute.
Oh, I can handle that.
All right.
I agree with Brian. He said
Sean's the comic relief tonight.
Wait, so why?
I'm glad I can entertain you. We spent the day hauling 50 bales of hay for a goat farmer today, so we're kind of rare for him. So,
you were baling hay today?
No, we were hauling 50 bales of hay for a goat farmer. A friend of ours that's got goats. He's got 4 little baby goats now and 3 adults.
So where'd you find a good junk hay at?
Find what?
Where did you find that good junk hay at? It's for goats. It's not horse hay.
This is first year cutting hay that he bought. So I had to make 3 runs of it in my pickup truck. So, and went about 15 miles with it one way. So,
hey, George, where's the Iowa honey producers going to be at this year? What town in Iowa? Because I don't get my vacation time till October, and I have to use it before January. So November might be a good time. Even though I'm not an Iowa honey producer, but I know a few people up there.
Here. Is that okay for you?
Only an 8-hour drive. That's it's double what it was. My best used box. I bet I gotta see what his best used box is. It's probably been beat to hell with the uncapping machines and the what's the lifter he uses?
The hive lifter.
The hive lifter. No, the hive lifter's the.
No, this is yesterday's or some other
He
days.
uses the one on the back of the truck.
Yeah, it's
See live on there?
That's live chat.
I'm putting you on mute.
All right. It got silent all of a sudden.
now I was reading the X or the
Yeah,
What's
the
where's
Yeah,
the Ames Gateway Hotel? American?
Steven met me in line when I was passing out Swarm Rustler. That's it. I had a box. I went to the truck to get it, and I'm like, you know what? There's this long line. I'm just like handing out free bottles. That's why my sales were down this year. Everybody at the conference had one. Just about.
Not everybody. I missed it.
You didn't get one?
No.
Oh,
So I talked to you online, but you were about through handling them out at that point.
Oh, I must have ran out of that box.
So
But the
I didn't get in on the meat in the parking lot either.
you don't drink. So what's the problem?
you might have that night.
I would have tried just a little bit
You're a
to
drunk.
Well,
find
you
out I
bring this
really
year's
didn't like it.
little tiny brown bags.
Okay.
It's legal if you brown bag it in some states. So if we put that little bottle of meat in a little tiny brown bag and we're doing a shot out of it, they can't say anything.
That's hilarious.
So Bob, do you want me to let you in on my secret to farm market selling, since I've got one under my belt and now I'm an expert?
Absolutely.
So, okay, first you got to do the old, the bee shirt. They got to recognize you as a beekeeper. You're
Right.
the bee's knees. But what's most important?
Were you wearing one of your daughter's bee earrings?
Yeah, I should have. You got to show a little skin, and you got to show off the bee socks. There
The
you go.
bee socks.
I like the pizza.
Did you wear short pants with the bee socks? That's what
Oh
you
yeah,
did.
yeah.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
That brings in the money. You just show a little skin and the bee socks, and you're in.
I give him a bee apron. I would pay for watching with that.
You should have had your bikini on. You'd have been fine.
Yeah, that would have run them off for sure.
They would have bought and left quick. They wouldn't have hung around.
They would have had to really. It'd prove it it's a really good honey if they would have put up with that.
And Brian's on his way back from Colorado, or from New Jersey to Colorado now. So the Ames, okay. So Ames is about 10 miles.
40 miles north of Des Moines, Iowa.
Okay, I was thinking that it was in between Davenport and Cedar Rapids. That's why I thought Iowa State was down there. Maybe they just have a campus. But Davenport's got a nice casino.
Actually, that's where the bee conference is at that Kentucky Expo. Off to the left is University of Kentucky, I think it is, over one of the colleges there. And Lee wants to know how Hannah's feeling. That's something interesting I would like to find out too, Tim.
James sold 85 today. No, we didn't see it, Tom. None of us saw it. What's the news, Tom? What was Cayman's post about?
What, he never seen it?
He just said, "Hey, did any of us see Cayman's post today?"
Oh,
Matt
we've been talking
Eakers
about
is
it
in
for
Michigan,
38
right?
minutes right now.
I hadn't seen it. All I saw was what you guys put up.
Mac Apiaries is in Michigan, isn't it?
No, he's in Ohio.
Yeah.
Okay.
You mean this post, Tom? This post? Yep. We seen it. Just messing with you. Yeah, we saw it. We've been talking about it, and yeah, I think it'll be good. It'll be a good one. It's just a little bit further away. But you know what? Like the one guy that was complaining that it's in, oh, he moved it out of Tennessee. Could have kept the money in Tennessee. And it's like, well, I understand that because you live in Tennessee, but some of us are driving 4, 8, flying overnight, to get to it. California, Canada.
I was pulling for Nashville, but
that's
Yeah,
where
I
I
would,
would have thought it would have been. But
my reasoning is,
Nashville for me is 12 hours.
well, my reasoning is I have relatives in Nashville I can bum off of too for a place to stay. So
I
have family there.
I was hoping they would have put it at the beach, Southern Beach somewhere.
Yeah.
Would have been
Hey,
good.
Russell, you got on right after I talked about it, but I sold it. I think it was $888. A nice number, 3/8.
Maybe we could rotate it.
My wife says we had to rotate the conference around different states every year. It really confused everybody.
Nah.
I don't think it'll be at Louisville every year.
No.
If I was a betting man, and this is just me, I have no inside thoughts on this other than I'm thinking it'll be where it's at this year until something happens with the other conference and disappears. Then it'll probably revert back to that area. And the reason is because it's closer to where Cayman lives.
Well, he
Well,
was
the
trying
other
out-
problem there is his size.
Yeah, he said he was outgrowing that place.
It's
He was
too
going to look for another place in another year anyway.
Cayman is closer to Nashville than he is to those areas.
How big is the convention center in Nashville? Is there one in Nashville someplace?
I'm sure there is. It's a pretty.
Yeah, they have the Country Music Awards and everything there. They got conference
Well,
centers.
that's at the Grand Ole Opry.
You can have it
Oh,
there.
yeah, but they got the big convention center there for the university and everything, so they
Just-
should have one there.
They
I'm
could
sure they have plenty.
they could just put it in Memphis at Graceland. Then it'd be like the redneck mecca for beekeeping.
It's a lot closer to me.
Oh, where Charlie disappeared. He hit the wrong button. So
I see Lee's in the chat. I just want to say hi.
do what?
See Lee's in the chat. I just want to say hi.
Oh yeah, he
Lee was saying that he was in bed, can't get out of bed, can't
he
walk.
said he got to his office with some help. I saw that.
Wow.
But I think
Terrible.
For what?
yeah, I don't think it'll ever be out there. Unfortunately, Garrison in DC. I don't think it's ever coming out west unless he has unless he just gives up beekeeping and just holds conferences 2-3 times a year in different areas.
The only reason anybody's out there, DC, is they discovered gold.
Oh, holy man.
Hey, at least it's something that didn't come from me. Then
They still let you on chats after comments like that?
there's,
He was- who were
See?
you were talking about somebody. Was it
and here
James?
and in
Somebody.
comes the gold rush right now from California. Did you go on your Death Valley hike today?
First the mites and then the gold, right? No, actually, gold was found here. So
Somebody has a horn honking.
I think my internet really sucks again today.
No, it's not that bad.
That's good.
What'd you do today, Todd? Maybe it does suck.
DC called me a Texas
To me?
redneck. That's actually a compliment
Yeah,
because
it does
I'm a
suck.
Louisiana redneck. It's an upgrade.
DC said piss off.
Yeah, he called me a Texas redneck. He actually gave me an upgrade. I told him I'm a Louisiana redneck, so I'll go with that.
300,000
Promotion.
foot conference center.
What's that week kind of honey that we tasted?
RV parking. Hey, that's what we just. If you rented one of them big RVs for a
That'll
week,
work.
and then stay in the RV, and then you'd have room to put all your beekeeping supplies in it to drive it back home to unload before you dropped it off.
There's a park here right next to the Expo Center.
Has anybody checked, made sure there wasn't a big NASCAR race that weekend? That could be a problem.
I don't think there's any speedway around
That's
there.
before
that I
the
know of.
season, right? Doesn't Daytona kick it off in like springtime?
I don't know.
Neighborhood.
Usually in February they kick that off, I thought.
It's located at Beach's Most neighborhood, which is one of the oldest neighborhoods. Here, I fixed it for you.
I don't live in California. That's funny.
Here. Okay.
What do you?
Like,
You reading all the Texan jokes
yeah,
now?
I am. I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
What do you have left after kicking the crap out of a Texan? His boots.
Oh,
That's kind of weird. Funny.
That's a good one.
Way says that's kind of rude, but funny.
We're just having fun. Look at Charlie all serious over there.
Nah, I'm looking at some other stuff.
At least he's awake and not eating popcorn.
He just ate
Yeah,
dinner.
I just got eaten.
So yeah, it's. So what's next? I mean,
Hey, Russell, I like it, man. I like
going to the conference.
I like that kind of conversation.
If he takes it to Nashville, I know where I will be staying. I don't know that it'll go to Nashville unless, I mean, some of those conference centers you have to book like way out in advance.
Oh yeah.
Well, pretty much at least a year or two in advance.
So this might have been an expo center that was available 3 months ago, right? And he's like, "Hey, we'll take it."
I would say it was a little bit more than that. I had some information that he had already been looking within the last year or so.
Right. Well, I knew
Because
he
of-
had been looking for a bigger venue, but they had already announced that it was going to be in the same spot again this year.
Yeah, it was booked for this year at Sevierville, but he was looking to move it someplace else.
Well,
and
evidently
looking-
the board was booked over at
yeah,
Sevierville.
whatever.
We don't know. We'll never know probably, but hey,
Doesn't really matter.
doesn't matter. It is what it is. But it's kind of like we know what we've got with this conference. We don't know what we have with the old conference. So going to the new one.
I'm interested to see what they do with the Facebook page on the old conference after this announcement.
Oh, I don't know. Who knows?
Who cares?
It's going to go away probably.
I'm just waiting for the tickets.
She says she's just waiting for the tickets.
Just waiting to buy them.
So Bob, where are you going to stay?
No idea. No idea. What board? That's it. No board anymore, I guess.
Like
does that
DC
mean?
says there, nobody's going to be there.
Right. And Keith, supposedly they've got RV parking if you have an RV. That would be cool. What are y'all doing? Going out to the parking lot. Well, I'll be like Cousin Eddie pulled up. What you doing? We're just pumping out the shitter.
Love that movie.
Nancy's going to fly.
That's
I
my
thought
favorite.
about that too myself, really.
That's my favorite line in that movie, Bob, when he's like, "Thanks, Eddie." Eddie. That's nice, Bob. That's nice, Clark.
I don't know. I bet you he learned a hard lesson this last time. I bet you there are no silent partners, or it's family. I don't know. Don't know that either, right? And don't know if it is or not.
Yeah, I mean, did he actually say it was a 501c3 or
Yeah.
The old one or this one?
the old one?
He announced that it was part of their bylaws in their 501c3.
That was the other partner, yeah.
Well, the C3 is where somebody can give a donation and actually write it off their taxes.
Yeah.
But
Well, you can write your Hive life expenses off your taxes anyway as a bee business,
Yeah.
and your hotel and your meals. So, and if you pay yourself a per diem, you can probably write that off too.
What's the
Bob's creative bookkeeping.
Hey, not
Good thing you have a relative doing your taxes.
if
I do have a relative doing my taxes.
if I paid myself what it took to beekeep, I would definitely be in a low income tax bracket
Hey,
for sure.
Jelly of the Month Club, Clark. It's a gift that keeps on giving. There's a damn Jelly of the Month Club. Spent all the money on the swimming pool. Not in PA. Let me see. Yeah, it's been hot. I need to. I was talking to James about shaking down colonies, and my question was,
What about in May? What do they do for their?
up north where they shake all the bees down into the colony, then they into a single box, right? Then they
In Maryland?
up and basically get their bees to backfill their brood box with
Yeah.
syrup. So I'm wondering if that's even something that I should try to do down here because of the flying all the time.
I don't think you should.
So
That was like warm in the issue.
Hey, Charlie, my wife wants to know if nuke boxes, if you have to wrap them in the winter.
nuke boxes, I don't wrap
Yeah.
mine. Now, the placement of mine are next to a building, which
Okay.
is a natural wind block, so I don't have the problem. Now, the hives behind me, which are past that building, I wrap them or drape them with some old carpet, which makes a wind block. It's not really for insulation.
Oh, that's a nice idea. I haven't done that before.
So I wrap them on all three sides and across the top. And then I put the ratchet strap down over top of that to hold it all in place. And the carpet actually is from the ground up. So when I know the wind directions, most of the time the wind is blowing, which is from the behind the hives. And that keeps them nice and warm. And the sun comes up over the opposite direction in the morning. So it warms the face of the hives.
So he
Keeps
has the southern facing.
So she says you have it on a southern facing?
Southeastern face is what they normally recommend.
Right.
That's what I thought. So that's what we do. Okay.
That's kind of what we do in Michigan. A lot of people use roofing tar paper
Yeah, but I've never done
or
that.
bales of hay or something as windbreak. We've got bushes
Well,
around our yard, so
buy
we
a
don't have a
bale.
lot of wind.
Buying bales of straw is expensive, number one, and then they rot and the strings break over the wintertime. It's
Yeah,
a lot of expense and a lot of work. The tar paper, I don't foresee that doing a great lot as far as windbreak. It might be a solar gain because it's black. But then you got all them little staples all everything, and then I'm sure you're going to grab that box in the summertime, and bam, it's got you in a hand.
Right.
And
I got into a back and forth with Fred Dunn about tar paper. He was just saying it was bad for bees, and I was asking him to back that up, and he went into a pretty good detail about what's in tar paper, and that's not really something you want to surround your bees with. It's got a lot of petroleum products and If you
Yeah, I did one. We don't do it that often, but we used to a while back. But I like the carpet idea.
One thing we found with the tar paper too is it heated them up on a really sunny day. They'd
Yeah.
go out and start flying more because they got warmer, and then they wouldn't always make it back to their hive either, or they'd break cluster. So
Now, what Nancy was saying there, after September, they, don't open them up. You're going to break the propolis seal, which that's what I don't either. Usually, I start a week after Labor Day, and I take the inner cover off, and I put my top high feeder on. And by the 15th of October, I should be done feeding by then. And then once I put the inner cover back on and all that, I'm pretty much done. They're all put to bed, and then after that,
That's nice.
I will vaporize it with oxalic acid through the wintertime once or twice a month, if the weather is permittable. And that's pretty much it. That's my biggest complaint right now. I went out there today and I checked out 5 of my mating box I had switched them from 2-frame to 5-frame, and I got 4 out of the 5. One of them's a laying worker, so the one virgin didn't make it, and the other ones did. And I found one of my nukes on the main row queenless, and so I need to. I was listening to Brad, where he was talking about the size of a mating box queen, where you need to really get her up and running and production wise before you kind of introduce her to a bigger hive, where the other hive should be smaller and stuff, and that kind of a thing. And then I had another nuke there. It was in a medium, and it finally grew quite a bit. It actually had like 3 or 4 frames of carpet brood. So wow. I dropped another nuke or another medium box on top of that. I run mostly up deeps, but I do run some medium boxes in the nuke line for my personal use when some of my production hives go down on me or something. So my biggest concern right now is trying to start treating for mites and apricot. I don't know. Today was a beautiful day, but it seems going to be in the 90s, I think, next week. And I'm concerned about putting any apricot. I don't want to run them out the front door. And then Formic Pro is still too hot for that. And last year I did Aprivar, and sometimes I'm thinking about maybe Aprivar just isn't for me because of where I live. I should have bought some Aprivar.
A comment went by and it said Lisa said something about billboard vinyl. Was that wrapping hives, Lisa? And my other question is, why do you wrap hives? I think you have warmer winters than I do, probably.
I've never wrapped a hive here.
No, we had that Snowmageddon a few years back, and it was my first winter with bees, and I went out there and wrapped them with blanket fiberglass insulation, just for like 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, this past winter we didn't actually have any snow, but where I live, people will come here to pick up lumber or something like that, and they'll say, "My goodness, it's like 15 or 20 degrees colder here," and the wind's really blowing. And we kind of live in an area where it's sort of like there's a hill over here, and it goes down in a valley and comes up, and that wind follows that valley. It's kind of like a wind tunnel up through here. We got a tremendous amount of wind, and I get more of a wind issue than I do, snow or cold. And that's what it's all about for me is
Lisa clarified she puts that under her hives, the billboard vinyl. That makes sense.
What is billboard vinyl?
I never heard of it.
It's your big billboards, all those signs, all that picture or whatever it may be, you know, that's actually printed on a gigantic inkjet printer on a piece of vinyl. And I used to get it here. It was great stuff for tarps and all. But the only problem now is I understand that they're able to recycle that, cut that ink off of there, and then reprint another picture
Really?
of whatever advertisement they're trying to do.
It's like a band. It's kind of like banner vinyl, similar.
Okay.
Well, you should be able to roll that out right underneath, if you had a long enough piece, right underneath a hive.
Yeah, it'd be
Several
great
hives.
for that. It'd be perfect, and I don't think it would deteriorate either.
I
Actually had a guy come over. I guess it was yesterday, and he had a. It was a sign for some church. It was a billboard sign, and now that stuff is heavy though. It's quite heavy.
I don't know how they do it, but my daughter dances in these color guard things, and they go in the gymnasium, and every group has this vinyl floor that they roll out before they perform. And that thing weighs like 600 pounds. And they put that thing out and pick it up and fold it up and roll it up. And every group has their own. And that's all printed. The whole thing is printed with all kinds of wild, way bigger than a billboard. I'm sure it's probably a very similar product, though.
Yep. Here's Grammy, billboardvinyls.com. But so did you get out into your hives, Todd, today?
No, I turtled in my house. It's 108 outside right now.
Jeez.
Holy cow.
Oh God, no. Give me cold, not that heat.
We caught a break today. It was really nice out this morning. No problems at all. Didn't even break a sweat.
It's 72 right now, and the humidity was probably maybe in the 60% range, which is really nice. 55, 60%.
It got
Pretty
hot.
nice. You know. But anyway, that's my big issue in my hives is I want to start treating, and I'm thinking because of all this heat, maybe I'll put some oxalic acid sponges in there. Maybe I'll try some of that. Hey, James.
Y'all already know, since y'all love on the mites, y'all give them mites that love.
Yeah.
We can't go at night without mites.
It's that time of the year.
Charlie, did you buy a lift yet?
No,
Hell
I didn't buy no
I can
lift.
answer that for you.
Yeah.
That's an every night question too, isn't it?
Yeah, every night. Every night.
Oh my.
Somebody would just put out a video on lifter today.
Yeah,
Somebody, I got a note on.
Mike Berry, I think it was.
Yeah, Mike Berry.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a lifter.
We're gonna have to start doing Monday night streams, and it's got to be no mite Monday. We cannot talk about mites on Monday. Any other night of the week is fine, but Mondays is outlawed.
Let Grayson have the mic content.
Do what?
Let Grayson have the mic content.
Oh yeah. He was talking about inseminated queens. Does he have inseminated queens at his place? Well, I mean, artificially inseminated, I should say. They're all inseminated, but artificially inseminated.
That's what I was going to.
Yeah, as far as I know.
Seems like that would be kind of expensive, but I don't know. Maybe he does.
I wonder what Natalie's going to talk about.
I don't know. They've been giving her a lot of love. She's been getting a lot of practice at these conferences with Cayman. So,
is she going to speak?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know who to, but
She did I guess this last conference that was Illinois that they were at.
isn't that where she lives out there?
She lives in Missouri, I think.
She's in Missouri. I think she's east of Kansas City. She is just east of Kansas City.
I don't know. What's their expertise? Anything?
Being a young beekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
What's that
One
mean?
thing I'd like to see them doing at these conferences, when they have these youth scholarships, it'd be nice if they would take a few minutes and have each one of them tell a little bit about their presentation or something,
Or about their bees.
or about their bees, or what they're doing in the future or
What
something.
was their pluses and what was their minuses?
Maybe I'm the only one that feels that way. I don't know, but
Well,
He's got 100. He sold 100 kilograms. How many pounds is that?
220. 220 pounds.
That's a lot.
They have a festival going on. That's what he was saying earlier. Oh, Ricky says, "Hey, Ricky." He says he agrees. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Agrees about what? What are you agreeing about, Ricky?
I
about the kids presenting a little something.
presenting a little something. Of course, that might be a little intimidating if you're 13 years old and you're up in front of 2,000 people talking.
Well, you could have it as a group.
Well-
I do it with my classroom. They can even do a little YouTube show, and then they can put it on as a video and not have to speak in front of everybody. Have a little microphone and a video camera, and then put it up.
Yeah.
I was in the HH today, the Hale Hacienda. But so yeah, I agree. I think, that'd be a nice little thing for him to do.
What
You
was
give
the
them a little
average age?
exposure, and people, when they see him walking around, might be, hey, I see that you're interested in such and such, and go talk to them about it.
Right.
Hey, we need to liven up this party. I see what Hale Hive said. He was in the HH, so everybody in the comments needs to give their version of what HH stands for.
HH.
I got hellhole. Nobody else gets that one.
I know it stands for Hale
Hot house.
Hacienda.
Hot house. Todd's got hot house.
I'm not feeling that creative.
What's the H? 2 H's?
Well, I
Two
think
H's, yeah.
James is the only one in the HH today.
Well, James was saying he talked to one of the kids last year at Hive Life. He was impressed with their knowledge and her hive. She explained what she was doing.
How about holy hell?
Hale Hive, 112 heat index today.
Oh,
Horizontal hive. Granny's got it. Granny's got a.
Horizontal hive, honey house.
There we go.
holy hell.
Hot
My
as
wife
Hades.
says, holy hell.
Holy
I don't know
hell.
if she can say that on TV.
Hot as Hades.
There you go. Hot as Hades.
The HH
Hot house.
bees
I
are
like
robbing
that.
here.
You guys have got to look at Morgan's Salty Dogs. That's actually got some good humor in there.
No, what the hell?
No, WH. What would that stand for?
Ooh, can't say that on TV.
That's funny.
Yeah. Best little house in Texas.
The bees are robbing. Where you at, Gray? I knock on wood. I've been pretty fortunate this year with not having robbing that I've seen. Like maybe one colony was robbed out, but other than that, they're holding their own. And then I think the open feed helps cut it down a bit. So that is gives them the low hanging fruit to go instead of fighting their way in and out of a colony.
Right.
Think of my Navy days.
Yeah. He said HH, not WH.
Ed said hernia house.
Hernia house.
Yeah.
So, Todd, where are you in California?
Loma Vista.
I'm in Central California in Clovis,
Okay.
suburb of Fresno.
Okay.
I've been to Clovis. when I was a truck driver many, many moons ago.
Apparently, there's terrible access here.
Yeah, I went into California one time, and that's because I got sent to Yuma. And I mean, nobody just goes to Yuma; they get sent there for some reason. Mine was on business, and I drove across the river into California just so I could say I went to California and drove back.
How far is that from Sequoia National Park?
Yuma was a hot place. I mean, crazy hot.
Sequoias are probably, well, in a straight line, 30 miles. Road wise,
Okay.
it takes about an hour to get up there.
Wow.
Kings
Okay, I
Canyon
worked in
National
Sequoia
Park is up
National
there
Park.
too, so.
Yeah, but
I worked for Sequoia National Park chasing spotted owls around the woods in the early 90s.
his dirt is already on. No, he never gets the
So-
dirt. Does he ever get a dirt out there in California?
My wife wants to know if you get a dearth in California.
Yeah, it's nice.
Do you get a dearth in where you
Yep.
are?
Oh yeah. This year, no. With all the rain that we had wildflowers are still going strong, and but in a usual year, yeah, dearth is from now until middle of August.
No, okay.
Wow.
It's at least a month long.
Does that?
More like a gap than a dearth.
Sounds like ours.
Charlie was saying he gets his hives fed up by middle of October, and I'm thinking about pulling honey in October again for fall harvest.
We're putting them to bed. Well, they're actually.
We're getting them ready for bed.
We get them ready for bed for the winter.
October, we're about the end of our goldenrod and getting them wrapped up and getting them secured by November 1st.
I was a good bit of my fall honey sold today. I was surprised. It was pretty well received. If you really got to, it's kind of something that every once in a while somebody goes, "Oh, I really like that. I've never had honey like that," and they buy it.
Yes, sir.
What
So
kind of honey is in the fall?
Well, I'm sure ours has some goldenrod in it too. You know, the asters and goldenrod and whatever's
I
blooming.
love the asters and the goldenrod. That's my favorite honey.
I like it personally.
That's my favorite.
That's my wife's favorite is the goldenrod honey.
I like the fall honey.
It smells like dirty socks to me.
Oh. Whatever.
She says whatever.
You can't even smell.
I could smell dirty socks.
All these years you've ignored the smell. I get it now. All righty.
So what'd you do? Sell about 80 pounds of honey, Phil, today then?
I don't even know. That's one thing I wish I'd done is I wish I'd taken an inventory before, because at first I was like putting a little tick mark for everything I sold, but I got so busy, and I didn't even mention earlier, the market I was at was only 4 hours long. It was 8 to 12. So it was a real quick.
Wow, that's a quick market.
Which, it's too hot in the evenings here this time of year anyway.
The bee hacienda. Morgan said he had honey with a hint of mint flavor in it.
Oh yeah.
We get basswood that has a hint of mint flavor here. Also, locust honey.
Yeah. Darren, my best seller was probably the Capel Spring Honey, but I was surprised that the Richland Spring Honey came in pretty close to it. It has a real distinct flavor. A lot of people have described it as a peach undertone or a real fruity taste. Somebody said it was highly floral. That was the description. But what I would do, I bring the little tasting bottles, and I bring here. Let me grab it and show you guys what I do.
All right, you're going to need to show up more prepared to class, sir. Can't be these interruptions of leaving the screen to go get your assignment.
What's that?
Oh my.
Supposed to have it in a pile up next to his
Yeah,
to his arm there, Bob.
I can't do the Fred Dunn where you just reach back and grab whatever you need.
That's what I usually do, but I've
So
moved all my.
what I do is I take these little tongue depressors or
What are these
popsicle
little
sticks, cut them in half, and I keep them in a little jar. And I almost ran out of these today. I brought way
Little
more than I
taster
thought I would
things.
need.
We use a little tongue depressor thing.
Yeah, and
Those are cool.
then I use these little bottles, of the different varieties that I have.
Oh, he uses a condiment holder
Yeah,
for
just
the
a little
bottle.
condiment. You just put a drop on that, and they use one of these, and you just go through what you have and let them taste it and react to it and talk about it. And
Or d'oeuvre spoons, Sean.
it's real nice. It's real nice because it's very interactive, and you get a chance to get feedback on
I like
what you
that.
have.
The next thing is, does the health department get on you about tasting?
Not if you. I mean, I'm very careful. They have regulations about how you taste. You can't cross contaminate. I'm real careful when I drip that on here.
Yeah, but I mean, around here, they'll shut you down if you don't have a permit or a certain way of doing it or something like that.
Yeah.
I know my friend, he does certain fairs, and you have to pay the health department like 35, $40 a day forever.
Yeah, they do that now in Michigan.
To do
They
all
do.
that stuff.
They do say in my vendor handbook that any tasting has to be approved by the health department, but I'll let them tell me if I'm doing it wrong.
I just use coffee stirs. Get a box of those coffee stirs, the little plastic ones, like a little plastic straw.
Mm-hmm.
Just they dip it in, and then
I'd
chuck
be
it up.
afraid that I could have a lot of kids and stuff. They'd be double dipping if I did that. I control the honey. I don't let anybody else touch the bottles of honey.
Well, the way here in Maryland is like, yeah, I'm in Maryland, Morgan, but you get them little miniature white spoons about yay big. Real
it's very
teeny.
simple. Yeah, it's very
And
similar.
then you'll take a squeeze bottle and then put
Yeah.
a squeeze on that, and they'll taste it.
Well, that's similar to the way they do it at Bob Benny's place. I've seen them in videos doing that. So, but I like that. I like these wooden things because they're biodegradable and cheap, and
Good idea.
you're not filling the landfill with plastic.
I like that. All right.
Well, I think I'm going to get off of here, and
All right.
so
Have a good night.
I'll see you in the chats or
All right.
see what you're doing. Have a good evening.
Talk to you later. Thanks,
See you
Sean.
later.
Good night, Sean.
But Todd's come in and out a couple times. His internet must be giving him fits tonight.
Yeah, I could tell he was hanging up a little bit.
But yeah, not much other than the happening around here, other than the conference news. That's really what I had for tonight. Wasn't planning to go a long time unless somebody's got something to say in the chat. I know Charlie does. It's going to be about mites.
Mad Mort, I had a question. Generally, it's 1 to 4. A quart of honey will get you a gallon of mead.
Yeah, Tom's talking about wax cappings. I did. I had some that did the wax melt and everything like that, and I still had some bee parts and stuff in my wax. They got in there, flying in, and so I stuck it back out in the solar wax melter and kind of remelted again.
Todd's back.
Yeah, I went with the phone this time.
All right, looks good.
Well,
The picture does, not you. No, just kidding.
Go back to the other one, Todd.
Yeah, we couldn't see you clear on the other one. Holy Christ.
I don't know what's going on. That must be an AT test house. It's been terrible the last couple of days.
You said that you put an extender on your Wi-Fi. Is that screwing up your signal situation?
No, it was doing that before. And that's why I got the extender. And the extender's not working, or I don't know. Something's not working. I even reset the router. So, but my laptop is ancient. That's probably the biggest problem. It's old. And the camera sucks on it too. So,
Well, Charlie's old, but we still let him on.
Ba-dum-bum.
oh man.
Single brood chamber. Let's hear it. That's what Gray Homestead said.
There you go.
That's pretty much all that's done for this year.
Yep.
And all.
I'm gonna start calling it three
That
brood
darn
chamber
hive
management.
behind you back there that was queenless throughout the hunt. Look, he's coming back again. There we go. Queenless, and it's still queenless. You know, I was like, okay, whatever.
We're gonna call it three brood chamber Charlie. He uses 3 mediums as a single.
Nah, it's 3 mediums as a double.
1.5 brood chamber management.
That's what I use.
Well, I tried to do 2 mediums as my single brood chamber throughout the whole year. And days like this past several weeks with all that 90-degree stuff, there was more bees outside the hive than in the hive. And
Yeah.
so there were some issues. I think it was last year. I went ahead, or maybe it was the first year. I guess it was. It was the first year. And I slapped that 3rd box back on there, and then everybody went inside and had plenty of space. And
I agree with you.
and then they use that 3rd box as a honey super. Last year we had this spotter lanternfly, which is starting to pick up now. I'm starting to see them, the young ones, and they'll be starting to pack in some honeydew, and they'll pack that whole top of that hive out. And a lot of people are complaining about it. I'm like, man, it saved me 500 pounds of sugar that I didn't have to buy.
It's like isn't that like a red colored honey? It's a real.
It's dark, real dark, and it's got
Lusty.
kind of a smoky taste to it. Some people like it. Some people harvest it and sell it, and you know, some of the I think like the folks around the Philly area or whatever, it's got high oxidants in it and all this other good stuff, and they jump right on it as far as buying it.
in it.
I think my bees will get that, but I think that didn't that come from like aphids or something around here. I don't think it comes from.
Yeah, you can get it from aphids too.
But there'll be just like a spot, real dark spot, right in the middle of the comb. It won't be all over.
Yeah.
But it's red. It's red like Todd's shirt.
This one hurts.
Life is better.
Life is better with honeybees. Or actually, it just says with bees.
I need one of those shirts so my bees can't see me.
I get
can't see red.
red honey in the fall, but it's from hummingbird feeders.
Really? They get in there, huh? I didn't think they could get to that.
Yeah. That's another reason why I don't take fall honeys, because a lot of people, they'll put red dye in their hummingbird feeders, but then some won't. So they're giving them straight sugar water. So,
Right.
yeah. And the funny thing is they'll pack it in there and they will not touch it.
That's
will be
it.
there forever.
It's number 2 honey.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So
But that's Charlie's honey is number 2 honey, right?
Yeah,
The
lanternfly.
or whatever it is. Yeah.
I saw somebody down here posted up that their pollen sub tube was getting hit, and so I went out there. I got that tube hanging out there, and I went out there this evening to get it, and I was going to spray it off, let it dry, so maybe I could put some sub in it and hang it back up. And man, that thing was full of larvae.
Oh.
But it was full of water, and the larvae were just swimming in the larvae, or the larvae were swimming in the water. And I was surprised they didn't drown or something.
Nasty.
Yeah, Ziggy wants to know about the lanternflies. All I can tell you is They originated out of Canada or China, and it was a rock quarry in Pennsylvania where they brought these rocks in, and the darn I guess the eggs were on the rocks, and that's where they come from. And it took them a couple years to get to come my way, but they were here last year pretty strong. I'm starting to see them now. I talked to some friends of mine in Pennsylvania when they really had them. We didn't have them at the time. And it seemed like the next year they didn't have them as they died off, a lot of them and all. So
Never seen them.
you don't want to see them. They'll kill the grape. When it comes to grape vineyards and stuff, they just decimate the vineyards and stuff like that.
Oh, well, we definitely don't want them in this state. I've never heard of them.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what they do with the grapes, but they say they just, knock the terrible about them. I'm not sure whether they have any sprays for them right now or not. Anyway.
So Hive Life got 50 miles, or not Hive Life. The North American Bee Expo got 50 miles closer.
Yeah.
Well, that's a game changer for you.
Certainly is. Now it's in my budget.
Yeah.
It's in the circle.
The flight might have a quite a bit different price.
It does. I already looked. Yeah.
How much is it from where you're at? Area is
Here it goes. Fresno, Denver, Louisville is $560, I think it was.
And how much was it to Knoxville before?
$890.
Wow.
That's pretty substantial.
Yeah.
Difference.
How do you find out about prices on airplane or fees like that?
Expedia or
like I go on American and American.com and type in the date, where I'm leaving, where I want to go, and date or hit enter, and it'll give me a bunch of prices.
Yeah. You can use like Expedia, Charlie, and it'll give you just about all of the airlines. Not all of them, but most of them.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it would be like Southwest.
I'm wondering, Southwest is one of those carriers that seems to fly regional, but I think they fly from here to Nashville. So they might fly to Louisville.
Yeah, I know they fly from. I've been on Southwest to Nashville.
I was wanting to take Southwest, to Colorado and Utah. They fly up there, but they only fly regionally around. They don't cross zones, so you couldn't get here to there back, a few years ago when I checked.
So last night, I was talking about the guy that contacted me wanting to buy 5 gallons of honey.
Oh, yeah.
So you want the update on that? Where
Sure.
I said I don't discount, right? So we know this about me. Let me flip over to my Walker Bee Ranch page here. And his words are, thanks for getting back to me. I can't justify cutting shipping to buy local at that cost. Good.
Well,
see, what they want is the $200 a bucket honey, right? And that they don't have to pay shipping. They can just come and get it from me. So they can save money and I lose money.
well, that's what I want.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah. He's not really supporting you if he's undercutting you that much.
Yeah, so let him order it. Whatever. It might get me in the pants one day, but I haven't had an issue with selling my honey out. So
He'll probably rebottle it and sell it as local, no matter where it gets it from.
it is local to somebody.
Yeah.
Todd coming back. There he is.
Yeah. Sorry. This doesn't work while texting either.
Holy crap. There's someone in Texas, at least in the Texas Beekeepers group. It says, what's the threshold for mite tolerance? What if my count is 20 plus for each of my 24 colonies?
I think they're
No
trolling.
wonder they were doing poorly with very spotty brood and countless empty cells.
Oh, dear.
I think somebody's trolling here.
No, they have a picture.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, well,
Oh, gosh. Yeah. It's time
they
to
put it under the microscope for you. And they're full growners too. They're not,
Mhm.
there's some little babies in there, but those are big timers. That was put up 10 minutes ago.
I've got to start. Well, hold on a second. What happened to No Mite Monday?
It's Saturday.
Yeah.
We're going to start calling
Mite
Saturdays Charlie's Mite Chat. Charlie ain't even paying attention to us.
I'm checking these flights out.
Hey, Blaine.
You're going to fly, Charlie?
I don't know.
How are you going to carry your crap home?
Yeah.
I don't.
Check with Jose and see what his plans are. If he's,
Well, he's going to be there. It said in the thing.
He's on the flyer.
I don't know if he and his wife are going to be there or not. I'll have to see.
It's on the flyer that he's going to be there
Yeah, I saw that.
as a speaker.
You have to check with his wife to see if you can go with him, not him.
Kelly's really cool. That's kind of a weird time though. So for out here, there's a lot of guys that are starting to place boxes in almond orchards. Well, they're on the verge of doing it, so they're feeding, getting everything ready. The last day to put them in orchards is usually around February 12th, but everybody gets a jump start because they don't know what the weather's going to be like. If it's going to rain like heck, and then it's a mud bog. So.
Matthew says you can't buy an easy loader if you fly, Charlie.
I don't know what it's Southwest from Baltimore to there nonstop. Now it's got three different prices. You got getaway, want to get away plus, and anytime is 204 round trip.
That's a good price.
That's actually cheap as gas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 hours worth of driving.
10 hours.
Bob will take you back and forth from your hotel to the convention center.
Uber, baby. No, I've seen Charlie catch air on the dance floor, so he's fit enough to walk to the hotel.
But no, it's not a bad price. The only problem of it is I don't know. You get on the, getting, the way things are, it seems like, of course, it's not a heavy duty travel time either. It's after Christmas, but you got to get to the airport and either have somebody drop you off or, or drop your car off at the airport and then pay so much money there. I don't know. The way things are at these airports, sometimes, they got you stuck someplace.
I don't even think they fly from here.
He's back.
You know what, guys? I've got to go. This drives me crazy.
It doesn't bother us.
Yeah.
We're having fun with it.
Oh, man.
All right. So
Everybody have a good night. I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully
Good
next
night, Todd.
All right. We'll see you later, Todd. What'd you say, Bob? What are you checking air flight to?
yeah, so I figured if I use the same philosophy as last year, go up on Wednesday, return on Sunday. Let's see what we got.
Well, that's what I was figuring. I figured Wednesday would be a travel day for me and be an all day thing.
$375 round trip. That's the cheapest. Let's see if we went from Charlotte, which means I'd have to drive an hour and a half. $343. So it'd be cheaper just to fly from here by the time you pay for gas and parking.
Yeah.
Where you flying out of? Columbia? There's
Columbia, yeah.
Is that a big
So
airport?
I changed it to Charlotte to see if it was cheaper, but it's not.
Does Columbia have a pretty good size airport?
Yeah, it's a regional type airport.
So what do? Take a puddle jumper from there to a bigger airport?
It would go from here to Charlotte up there. Probably, but it's cheaper to do it from here to Charlotte and Charlotte to there than it is to go to Charlotte and fly over. So
I mean, I just looked for the nonstop from here to there. You're done.
James is saying it's closer for him to drive, but if it was in Tokyo, James would drive there somehow. Yeah, sit on a barge or something.
I wonder how much. Let me see. If I flew to Alberta and then have to take an 8-hour flight, or take the flight to Alberta, and then I would have to take a probably an 8-hour drive from the airport to James's place. It's oddly enough, from Charlotte to Calgary is only $676 round trip. Of course, it's 9 hours and 25 minutes worth of flying time. Whew. So that's
Morgan Salty Dog said 7.5 hour drive. Is that your drive, Bob?
Yeah, it's my drive.
Oh, that's not that bad. Mine, I checked mine. It's 12 hours and 20 minutes.
Oh, James is 14 minutes from the airport. He could just fly down in his plane and pick me up and fly back.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that might be a thing. James, just fly your plane down. Probably costs more than a ticket and fuel, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, just like you say, there's more aggravation when you come to flying and getting your bag and putting your bag on and this and that, and then you wind up we lost your bags.
Yeah, if you're only going to be there 3 days, you just want to carry on. You don't want to worry about checking bags.
Well, it's not that. It's all the bottles of honey you got to take with you.
True. Yeah. You can't.
The 2,000 bottles of mead that Lee's bringing up to him.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to carry anything home, just do like James, just order it and have it shipped. So
James is buying the Easy Lift this year.
James needs to buy him an extractor.
Now he's got Easy Lift, then the extractor.
That's his bottleneck at the moment. He's putting that 12 framer to work. I'm still trying to figure out. We filled out the paperwork to get our passports renewed, but as far as going to Europe for my grandson's birth, the problem is time off of work, right? Let me see. Yes, you've missed the location of the new North American Bee Expo that Cayman's putting on in Louisville, Kentucky, January 4th through the 6th. At where is it? The Louisville Expo Center. That's my phone that's notifying. And it looks like August 12th Dirt Rooster just put up that he's going to be at Hive-A-Rama in St. Louis, Missouri, with Corey Stevens, Nathan Coleman, Justin Ruger, and Johnny Murdoch. And a TBA. So whoever TBA is. They didn't invite me. I wasn't invited. We know nothing. Let's see.
So Hanley, where do you live at?
He's like, yes, that's much closer to me. I'm anticipating an epic honey show. Y'all better start prepping those exhibits. American Honey Show Training Council. So excited.
Yep, Paul, that's about right. The airport is like right there where this place is at.
Anyway, anywho, that's about the size of it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the conversation has shifted to moonshine, I think, in the chat.
But as far as, something to do, it's more or less go in for the convention, do the convention, and then leave.
I might need to buy. It might be better for just to buy a RV. Not that I would ever use it again, probably.
Right.
Hello, Moto.
Hey.
Sorry, just don't worry. Nothing going on here. Nothing.
I have a pop-up camper, but it brings my gas mileage down to about 11 miles to the gallon when I pull it.
Quadrupling your price to drive there.
We're definitely going into the reruns and the resets. Morgan's asked me about the market, so it was good. It was really good.
Fine, I'm on a live right now. Talking about it, or whatever you
It
call
was
it.
a 4-hour market, and I sold over $800 in honey, so I was real happy.
You were busy.
Yeah, I was. It was steady. I think it helped me that at least I was set up next to
talking
a
about last 11 picking you
place
up.
that was just.
Don't worry, I'll mute you,
crazy.
Charlie. Go ahead. Sorry.
What am I? That's it. I think it helped me. They set me up next to a produce place that was really busy all day, so I got a lot of people filtering by from that. So,
Watch, Charlie's like, I gotta go.
Spot. You should have.
No, I'm good.
You should put them on speaker when they do that, Charlie. Just put them on speaker.
Nah, that's all right. Evidence.
Evidence. No one will see it here. That's funny. $12,000. It looks like a piece of RV. Actually,
It was a farmer's market, Morgan.
look at this. This is what you need for the bee yard. Especially if you got lots of out yards. Here it comes. There it is. Look at that. It's got a flatbed on the back and one of the little pop-up campers like you put in the back of your pickup truck.
Yeah, that's one of those toys. You put your four-wheeler on the back.
You can put beehives back there to transport them, stack them up. Once you're done with the work, you can't go to sleep until you're done with the work. It's the only problem. Wonder if it's 148,000. Take the camper off, and then it's got.
That's a nice flatbed. What is that? It's like a 650 or what is that?
5,500. 8.1 liter.
Is that what is it? Chevrolet then?
GMC, yeah.
GMC, yeah. Okay. It's a similar to a 650 Ford then.
Let me see.
What's crazy is the 650 Fords are way cheaper than the 350 Fords. I don't understand that, but I guess it's less demand.
Well, here's someone selling a semi-trailer MRI machine used on Facebook Marketplace. I'm sure that's a hot item. Everybody's looking for those MRI trailers. But at any rate, guys, it seems like it's getting very quiet. Charlie's not his talkative self today. Now he's got other things spinning around in his head.
He's
I think we.
he's searching for stuff. He's like me last night.
Hello, old Alex there. He just finally woke up.
Yeah.
Well, now you don't have to. Well, it would actually be further for LaGrange to go to the conference.
I don't see
It is
how.
further north, but
Yeah,
instead of coming straight down the East Coast, now he has to go west, right? So I'd assume it'd be further. It's further for me, further for Charlie.
My trip's exactly the same until you get to Nashville, and I turn north instead of continuing east. So, yeah, the big difference for me is, I'm going to have to pay several $100s in a place to stay.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be too cold for a campground.
So,
It's never too cold for camping.
I guess
If you can't,
I can be here. Yeah, I think you're going to need some help.
All right, I'm gonna mute you again, Charlie, since you forgot the rules of engagement. He can still hear me talking smack.
I wanted to hear what he was doing. That's the most interesting thing we've done tonight, was listening on Charlie's conversation.
Yes, I will link the press with my link.
I can sleep at the airport. Yeah, Paul, I'll do that. Paul's got to be there to defend his championship.
Let's see, his official first place, second place.
Yeah,
What he got?
Yeah,
he won second place because there was no first place winner.
And they gave no first place for the category.
I think it's all points driven, right?
Did you see what Alex said about the Vivor press? He wants you to.
Yeah, I'm getting the link. I'm pulling it up now. Trying to pull it up.
I was thinking about that, but I think I'm going to pass on doing one of those, because I had my campings out in my building shed, and it's been like 110 degrees in there for 2 days, 3 days, and there's not that much dripping off the campings. So I'm just not sure how much you could push out of them if that much heat won't bring it out.
Now I got to find my doggone link. Well, there he is.
Yeah, I'm back.
Busiest man in beekeeping.
Yeah, I got to do some hay tomorrow. As far as like pressing them out and all that stuff, yeah, there's a little bit of honey left in my cappings, but the majority of it is all dripped down in the uncapping tank. And I mean, yeah, you can only get so much out of it, It's like extracting honey. You get where it's kind of spitting out little droplets, but it's never going to be bone dry or anything.
What I like about the spinners is it seems really dry when they pick it up. It's real crumbly and dry. Mine never gets that dry, but camping spinner is really expensive.
Yeah.
I don't, I used to want something that's more like an extractor that holds cappings, but I don't think those get that much out. I think you got to go to the real big money, like the big guys have. What's that called? The
Cooks and Beal.
Yeah, the Cooks and Beal.
Well, when you get into something like that, it's designed where you're pumping the wax and the honey right out of like one of them Cowan extractors like Ian does, and it blows it in there, and you're separating the two products.
I think before I would do that, I would do something more like the what's his name? The Peter Cowan, the Bee Whisperer that he uses a jacketed heating tank with valves at the top and bottom, so he can, and water, and he drains off.
Yeah, from Maxan, I've seen one of them.
Yeah.
I'm not real sure about how all that is.
I mean, he tells you that the honey coming off of it, he sells as whatever, a grade 2 or grade down from the regular, but he still sells a lot of it because people that are going to use it for cooking anyway, it doesn't matter to them that it was heated.
Yeah, but trying to find somebody that, does that.
Right.
I mean, as far as a lot of volume or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm good with what I got, as far as how I do everything.
Mm-hmm.
And all that, it's like they talk about the uncapping tanks, like with Bob has his where he can be uncapping while the other thing is extracting. Well, if you have a extractor that's bolted down and it's not going to dance across the floor and stuff like that, you can do all
that. He didn't take his call on live on the air.
Well, first thing James needs, he needs a full line 60 frame cow. He needs to get that whole. I don't know.
I think, and if he's doing good with his 12 framer, what he needs is his uncapper working, because that's the slowest part, right? And then after he gets that uncapper, I think if he had just a regular 30 frame, because he can uncap 60 frames at a time.
Yeah.
So even if he had a 30 framer or 40 framer or something like that, he would be fine. He'd be working the snot out of it. Don't get me wrong, but but he could make that work for a couple of years. I mean, look, he's making a 12 framer go for him right now. So
yeah, that's unbelievable.
I like what Paul said. He said he tried the bags in the extractor, and he'll sell you the bags. So
it didn't work well.
My doorbell's ringing. I got to go answer that, but I'll be right back.
All right.
Seems like everybody's getting.
Everybody, it's only like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
take your firearm with you.
Oh, yes. Oh, back.
So I sent out a feeler. I'm going to see if I'm going to try to see if I can get a sponsorship. Or a B-yard sponsorship.
That was dinner, so that's been the most important interruption of the night.
Uber Eats,
something like that.
DoorDash coming up.
So what's funny when I saw Paul's comment, I was like, yeah, this spring, because I was trying to redo the way I did things. I ordered 2 of the extra metal strainers, and I ordered the paint strainers because I was listening to Bob on that deal. And I used the paint strainer, one of the 5 paint strainers. I bought the same 5-packer, and I used one of those. And I was like, man, this is going to be a mess to clean up. But it really was.
I said I take mine and hang it in my uncapping tank when I'm done with it, right? So when I get most of it out, I put it in my uncapping tank and let it drain down to the bottom.
Well, you know what I did was I put it out and let the bees clean it. They clean those things pretty darn good.
Who was the guy that?
Sorry. The metal is so easy, and just for my operation, 3 was plenty.
Yeah, somebody. What was it? They bought a cylinder that's used in wine or something.
Oh, that was Morgan. He sent me a thing that it's like a. He was looking at it as far as like a bottling. It's like a bottling tank, but it's a heated bottling tank, right? But it's from a brewer. It's not for honey bees, but it's a smaller one. I think it's like 9 gallons.
Yeah,
and
but
it's got a little cap on it.
You hang on the side of the bucket, and then the honey goes in that, and the trash floats to the top, and then the honey goes out the sides and the bottom end of it. And actually, it works better than a screen. It's some kind of a brewer's thing. It's like a slump.
Yeah, I tried your link. It doesn't work for me. Maybe because I'm in Canada. It might be region locked.
I don't know. But try to use the code. If you go, you just got to go to Vivor.
Okay.
Vivor.com and then try the code. You might still be able to save a discount with it.
Which one is it that you have?
Vivor Sale 5.
Sorry, what?
Oh, it's the
4.8. Right? Is that the one you're looking for? You need a bigger one.
There it is. It's called a spider strainer for brewing.
the press here.
Oh, you're talking about the press.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like of because the way I lose quite a bit of honey because I don't have a press. I don't have a. I let it drip. I try to crush it and strain once it's dropped. Once it's done dripping, but even that it's not that great. So maybe I'm thinking of getting my hand on one of those.
Beaver.
Oh,
Did,
and
did anybody see Keith's question up there about the liquid that looks spongy that doesn't come out? I was trying to figure out what he was talking about there. I don't know what that means.
Spider strainer for brewing. That's what it's called. Hop
Yeah.
spider. I haven't seen anybody use that yet.
Somebody did. It's
Sounds like the paint strainers to me. They use
now
that.
it's a
today I finished working on the second
Oh, is
API.
that the cone shape strainer?
I've got one of those things. If it's the cone, if it's like a cone.
Yeah, today I kept on working on the new apiary at the strawberry field. Went to get 16 more concrete blocks and some crushed gravel. So installed the block, put them level. Then I looked at each 17 hives, assessed their strength, gave them either room or a brood frame. That took forever.
Oh, that's not what I wanted.
It took two trips, one for the blocks and one for the moving. I forgot. I'm tired. I worked
I got the 14-liter one.
15 liter.
14 liter,
Okay, that's about 3 gallons.
3.7 gallons. What it's saying.
Okay.
I'll drop the link for that. It's not the link they gave me, but I'm having issues with that. But I'll drop
Yeah, that's okay.
it.
I think I have it on Amazon. Let's see if I can find it.
This one is very heavy. I mean, it's sturdy. I don't.
Yeah, 3.7 gallon, 14 liter iron manual grape presser for making cider, tincture, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I found it. $299 Canadian. I might get myself one of those.
Let me see. I don't know what happened to my my login thing that I had.
You know, Bob, yours is the only video I've seen on those strainers that it's actually shows what I would do with one. I've seen there's a lot of videos where they take the cappings right out of the uncapping tank right after they've extracted. They don't give them any time to drain on their own and put them in there, and it looks impressive. But yours is the only one where I saw you let them drip for a while and be dry for a day or two and then put them in there and see what you got out.
I got a little bit out of it.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Would you say it's worth getting one of those?
I got a good bit of honey out of mine. Matter of fact, even those cappings. No, that's not true. The cappings that are in there now. The cappings that I got had very little honey left in it after I pressed it when I melted it down. The other ones that I just ran off of that cutout, they were a little more
Juicy.
little more honey-y, even after sitting outside.
I mean, everybody runs into a situation where they need to do crush and strain. I bet those would be badass for crush and strain.
Like, what would you say it's worth buying one? Just your.
Yeah, if you don't have any, I mean, over time you're going to recoup enough honey to pay for it.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
I mean, a lot of people put them out for their bees, which is fine too, but I mean, they make it so.
No, I melt my
James says
cabbage.
yes, they're
Yeah.
worth it.
I do not put my cappings back out for the bees because they make a mess of them.
They shred them.
Yeah, they shred them and they get them all over the ground. Even you can put stuff under there to catch them, but you get half the cappings back till they can act right. I don't put them back out.
James put one up last year that shows the honey that will come out after 2 days.
Oh, okay. I'll have to go look at that, James. Thanks for that.
I don't know why I can't get into my Vivor account. I'll figure that out later. It's not that important. I've got a ton of referrals to go before I make anything from them guys. So, but it worked for me. I bought one because James recommended it. Well, I didn't buy it. They sent it to me. So there's that.
All right.
Mine was free.
Well, James's opinion is pretty good. So,
Well, that's your opinion.
yes, it is my opinion of his opinion.
That's your opinion on James's opinion.
It's worth every penny Bob paid for it.
That's right. That's what I did. Cider press in a paint strainer bag. That's exactly it. That's what I did. Kept all the and it made them into little tiny flat discs.
Yeah.
And then I just dropped those on top of my solar wax melter, and it was done. Charlie, what are you doing?
Cayman just posted there that he's working on hotel deals and probably hear something within a week.
Oh, there's news on Hive Life, the real one.
Where you been at?
Working bees.
Guys come in right after we
a
say we're getting
computer
ready
guy.
to leave for the evening. They come in 10 minutes to the end of the stream
These
and ask us
guys-
what we talked about for the last 2
I'm
hours.
sorry, I've been working.
These guys in Canada, we're all through with our season, and down there, I was looking at.
I've made 3 posts on it today. This
Aren't
one,
you
a short.
aren't
or a
you
little live
subscribed
stream
to
and a
Bob
post.
and mine and everybody else?
Isn't
Look,
Shane?
yes, I am subscribed, but I came in, took a
It's called
shower,
the North
sat on the computer,
American.
and got on Bob's stream.
Okay, it's called the
That's
North American Honeybee Expo.
Pop it
It's
up there, Bob.
January 4th
Pop it
through
up.
the 6th.
You're going to
in
get airline tickets. You can fly right in the
Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
It's about a mile from the airport. Is that what y'all are saying, Charlie?
Yeah, about that. Maybe a mile from the airport, if that.
That's pretty good.
So,
10 minutes from the airport.
plus, it wouldn't be a stream if we didn't bust Alex's grapes a little bit.
Yeah, we have to sit through.
Why are you so mean to me?
We have to sit through our honey season's over, and we got our 20 to 40 pounds per hive, and they come in and go, yeah, I got 150 off of this hive so far, and then I think they're going to give me 2 more supers.
Oh, they're going broke at 150 pounds per hive. They get 250.
I know.
And a good year, they get 300.
I was watching Shane Ziggy's Bees today before you guys came on, and he was talking about one of his colonies is already giving him 150 pounds. And I'm like, it takes one of my colonies 3 years to give me 150 pounds.
Let's see. Well, guys,
it is hot down here, Stuffy.
it is 10 o'clock.
All right. I got to go eat dinner now that the food's come. Finally.
Go eat your dinner, sir. We're gonna turn this thing off for the evening. You guys can stay on as long as you want.
It had ebbs and flows, but it was a good chat overall.
But yeah,
until Alex joined us, then we, it got, well,
that was what made us log off. We're just picking. Alex, I'm never going on a stream with those mean guys again.
He knows it.
I'm a glutton for punishment.
See, you missed Ian Stepler came in.
Yeah, man, we were hanging out with him.
Right. So if I go back, look at
he
this.
said he's going to bring me his best used box.
Yeah.
I don't see him.
He was in the chat.
Yeah, he wasn't really on.
Yeah, he's in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he's going to come down and have to or do a speaking job. And I told him that way he can pay for that new cutter and put in that Cooks and Bill
He
wax
wanted
cutter he just put in.
he wanted to come on, but he hadn't done his hair yet, so he didn't keep his hair nice and neat like you do yours, Alex. So he couldn't just jump.
Yeah,
on.
I have an efficient haircut.
Oh, maybe V
I'm
more
right there with
Bandy.
you.
I don't know what happened. I had an affiliate account.
All right, I'm getting off here and going to eat. You guys, I had a good time.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and turn off the stream for this evening. Charlie's got to go work the fields tomorrow.
Yeah. What a pain.
Glutton for punishment. So,
Well, at least my son didn't cut everything down because I told him, I said the weather didn't look good. Now that's up to 50% chance of rain on Monday. So he lucked out. He made the right decision.
I don't know what happened over here, but
Looks like that hops spider. It's the one I'm looking at is 300 micron. It's 5 inches wide and about, what is it? 5 and almost 6 inches and almost 14 inches long. It would hang down in the bucket pretty good. I guess all the trash would float to the top, but I wonder if the real fine wax would get stuck in the bottom end of that thing.
let me see.
Well,
I'm trying to
What?
processing.
I'm
I can
typing,
almost see the wheel turning.
my Vivor thing.
Oh,
There you go. Got it. They're up. It's China. They're up all the time. But anyway, all right, guys. We'll talk to you guys later, and y'all have a good evening, and we'll see you on the next stream. Tim and Hannah's tomorrow night, 8:00 Eastern time. And we'll
Good
see you guys
evening,
soon.
everyone.
Good night.